What's up, everybody? My name is Rutland Martin. This is Austin. This is Michayla. We're going to play my song, Where I'm From. It's available on Spotify and Apple Music and all the musical streaming paradises that exist. From the land of the free, where we become what we're told we're meant to be, where the dirt roads lead to driveways and the secret teenage hideaways, and the dreams always seem to die young. I'm from the generation of saying I love you is wrong. We're talking about feelings is the language of the heathen, and it's best to keep your demons bottled up. Where I'm from ain't gotta be where I'm going, but it's where I'm from, and it's part of me. I'm from just outside the county lines, where the pine trees scrape the bottom of the sky, where boys being boys leave a trail of broken toys. And I'm ashamed to say that I broke a few of my own. Where I'm from ain't gotta be where I'm going, but it's where I'm from, and it's part of me. From a home that some would say was broken, we taught each other not to let it show. We're keeping a safe distances, less about resistance and more about learning to let go. Where I'm from ain't gotta be where I'm going, but it's where I'm from, and it's part of me. Where I'm from ain't gotta be where I'm going, but it's where I'm from, and it's part of me. My song Runaway. It's not released yet, but be on the lookout for it in 2023. can go, we could stay there. No one has to know. There's a place where all they drink is wine. We could stay there and leave this all behind in the rearview mirror. No stopping till we see that coast. We'll find a truck stop somewhere just outside of Arizona. Send a postcard back home. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. There's a place where we can go, we'll be safe there. No one has to know. On a mountain, high in another place, watch our worries drift away like the rush of the water rolling east to the river's edge. You and me can be gone by tomorrow. Say the word and we'll head out west. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. Run away with me, run away, let's go. Run away with me, run away with me, let's go. Run away with me, let's go.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Sydney with Soda City Jams, and joining me here today is Rutland Martin.
Hello.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank y'all for doing this.
Yeah, of course. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your first musical memory?
Oh man, that's a great question. My dad was a band director, but he didn't go back to school until I was in like kindergarten. So he was in the Winthrop jazz band and symphonic band when I was in kindergarten, first and second grade. So he would just take me to practice with him. So I got to sit in and around like some really, really incredible musicians early on. Just like when my mom had to work, I would just go to practice with him. So we were just around them and getting to see like how they interacted musically and together, and just like hearing that. And I think the first time I ever felt successful at music was I was watching the movie Ants, the animated movie, and at the end there's that song in the credits, and I won't be able to remember it now, but we went to jazz band practice afterwards, and my dad's the Winthrop Jazz Band played that song. They were trying to figure out where it was from, and I was like in this room full of college musicians, and I said, "Oh, that's the movie from Ants," and everyone said it wasn't. And then we went home, and sure enough, it was in the credits. Yeah,
Okay.
that was like my first like big musical epiphany.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know stuff.
Yeah,
I know
right,
more than you
right.
think I do.
Yeah.
That's cool. So that's quite a formative time in kindergarten, first and second grade, to be around music all the time.
Yeah.
Around live music all the time. What was your first instrument?
I believe I played violin first.
Okay.
Played violin when I was like 5 or 6.
And was that a choice, or was that your
No.
parents
Yeah,
made you
no,
do
I
it?
put something in his hand. I think they gave me a
Gotcha.
choice of violin and piano.
Okay.
I should have picked piano.
Oh, yeah?
That would have been awesome.
Why do you say that?
So many songwriters play piano, so
Yeah.
many songwriters, and so songs that I really like are on piano. I'm
Yeah.
not very good. I just fake it. I just like play the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. So did you play violin through school, or did
I
you
played
take private lessons?
Yeah, we did it through Winthrop. They had like their little 4-year-old, 5-year-old class. I played
Okay.
violin for a few years. When I was in 5th grade, I played cello.
Okay.
In 6th grade, we could do the wind, so I switched to trumpet. Played trumpet until 8th grade. Switched to tuba. Played tuba until like junior year, and then I switched to French horn.
Wow.
And then somewhere along the line, I started playing guitar. And then when I got to college, I wasn't playing like wind instruments anymore, so I just wanted to, play as much guitar as possible.
Okay. So would you consider yourself a multi-instrumentalist then?
No, I don't think so. I don't play any of them well. They're like I can't focus on one thing long enough, I think. But
I gotcha.
I'm not very disciplined in any of them.
Okay.
I just like I make,
But you tried them all out.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's right.
So what was your first instrument you got that you really cherished? Was it your first guitar, or was it your first violin? I mean, I know you were very young when you started playing violin, so obviously your appreciation for things changes as time goes on.
Yeah, I think I have an Epiphone J200, like a big, modeled after the big Gibson J200s, but it's like $400. But I bought it my freshman year of college because I worked at the Liberty Tax Place, standing in the corner with the Statue of Liberty thing.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that and like used that money to buy a guitar. So that guitar.
Is that the only reason you did that job, to save up some money?
I knew that I wanted, my plan was to save up, buy a really nice guitar,
Uh-huh.
but I was like 20 years, or I guess I was 19 years old, so I didn't save money very well. So like, the Epiphone is what we got. Nothing wrong with the Epiphone either. It's a good instrument.
Okay, cool. So that was your first instrument that you feel like really meant, you bought it with your own money and it meant something to you. And,
Yeah.
Okay, so you started playing guitar, you said, in college.
Yeah, I guess I started playing when I was 15.
Okay.
So there's a local band called Civil Remedy, and Otto Haga is the singer in that band. He was my band director and guitar teacher in high school. So he did a little guitar class, and we learned to play guitar there. And then I just did what we all do, just YouTube warriored it.
Yeah.
Watched all the Marty videos.
Yeah.
And then there just played.
Very cool. Our last interviewee, we were just talking about the same guy on YouTube. So that's cool. I think it's popular.
He's changing the world.
Yeah. So what was your experience like in college with the guitar? Did you join some bands? When did you start songwriting?
Oh yeah. Songwriting is what I absolutely love to do. I think I've been writing songs like my whole life, probably. Just like fiddling with songs.
Yeah.
I started taking songwriting seriously and calling myself a songwriter in college.
Okay.
When I was 22, probably like near the end of college.
Okay.
Near the end. And I wrote a few, and just like, especially like in really emotional times, that was my go-to, to write a song, which is like therapeutic. And after doing that, I had a few songs, and then I just started blocking out time to songwrite. And now I try to write every day.
Wow.
Or a little every day, just to keep it flexing the writing muscle, as they say.
Yeah. So now, is music your profession at the moment?
I mean, no. My main focus professionally is teaching. So I'm a second grade teacher.
Right, that's right. I'm so sorry you said that.
Yeah, but we do. I mean, we make money doing it.
Yeah,
still,
of
but,
course. So it's like it's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's its place.
Yeah.
I know it's
Just a side hustle.
For sure. And I mean, you go through different phases in life. Like, music is a part of your
Yeah.
life, It's always like, it's weaved into your life, I'm sure, in many different ways. Sorry, I totally forgot about that you said the teacher.
No, that's right, yeah. It's that, and I coach.
And coaching.
Do things, jam as much in 24 hours as you can. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sleep most nights.
Sleep sometimes.
Yeah, sleep most nights.
I gotcha. So what would you consider, obviously your dad's jazz band would be an influence, a major influence for you. What else would you consider your influences when you started, writing music, playing music?
Yeah. I think the first music I ever found, the first music I remember listening to, like radio music, was just like old country, western, 90s country radio. And then I remember one time we were moving, and I was packing up boxes, and somehow I found like a CD of 80s R&B hits. And I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, what is that? I think it was Al Green, and there was a there's not a minute out of day. Oh, Luther Vandross.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or that stuff, and it was like, I got it, that's cool. But so then blended that, and then of course, like growing up in church, like all the gospel songs that I heard, those are the ones that we sing on Sundays. I was always singing like just like louder than that was my moment.
Yeah.
Singing in church. But,
Cool. Very cool. So very versatile. You had many people do obviously have several different influences, but it's cool that you got to be influenced by your parents at such a young age, and then also go out and like discover some stuff on your own too.
Yeah. And my parents were young, so like in the 90s they were, or 90s and early 2000s they were still like partying, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So not like with me, obviously. But they were still like listening to music. So like my mom, if I was in the car with my mom, it was like Hootie and Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
All that really good stuff. My dad was like a bunch of jazz standards. So
Okay.
I'm just lucky that my parents had great taste in music. And
Yes.
played it a lot.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
We were just talking about like something that, I don't know, like a good question I feel like is, what music did your parents listen to?
I think it's a great question.
For me, that was so formative
Yeah.
in my musical memories. It's like all of what my parents played. And thankfully, I say the same thing, like thankfully they had good taste in music, because I'll say a lot of like artists and I'll say like my parents, why don't my friends like know this artist? And they're like, probably because their parents didn't listen to them, Because when you grow up and you're a kid, like you're in the car, you're not driving, like you're listening to what they have on. So it really is important what they listen to.
I think I'll bring it to my future kids. I think I'll bring a nice repertoire.
Yes.
Ready,
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of loaded up.
So I know we talked about earlier, you said your students ask you to teach them, and it's like kind of, just boundaries, because you spend so much time with them during the day, but have you ever considered teaching just because you've done so much and been in music from such an early age?
Yeah, I do. I have a hard time saying no generally in life to things, so like I end up just like doing all the things. So at my former school, I ran a guitar club after school for 2 years, and we had like a group of 15 to 20 kids, depending on the weekend, they would come in.
Cool.
And we tried to do it all at once.
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't feel like it was very productive, but like the kids got way more than they ever expected to get out of it. But just, as me being the adult, it was like 15 kids with guitars at once.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Yeah. What was like the format of the guitar club? Like,
I don't know.
Oh.
We met every week for 2 years, and I don't know what the format was.
Okay, gotcha.
It was like me tuning guitars for a long time.
Would you try to teach a collective lesson and just try to have everybody sort of follow along?
Yeah, I tried that. Did not work. So then we broke up into groups.
Okay.
Some kids wanted to write songs. Some wanted to play percussion. They found out.
Yeah.
So they like banging on the guitar. Like, you know what you could do? Bang on things that you should bang on.
Yeah.
So we've got some drummers in there too. It was fun. We did a performance of Every Rose Has its Thorn.
Cool.
Yeah, they did well.
Oh, I'd love to see
Little
that.
G and little C chords.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I would love to hear like little kids songwriting. I mean, that's just adorable, and it's really sweet, like that they're touched on such a level that they want to write.
Yeah, and it's a really authentic writing experience for a kid to have. Like,
for sure.
To write a song and it become a song, you play it for people.
Yeah.
And you have like an identity as a writer
Yes.
when you're in second and third grade.
For sure, and to be encouraged to emote that way is like really, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Tool, good to have that tool early.
Yeah.
From like high school comes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they got a lot out of that.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll never forget that.
Yeah, that's what we hope for.
Yeah. So you have a single out.
Yeah.
Where I'm from.
Yes.
And what are your plans? Have you been gigging? Well, I know actually real quick. I know you said you're in a musical duo.
Yes.
And you're also in Blues Canoe.
Yes.
So those probably keep you pretty busy.
Yeah.
On the gig side of things.
Yeah. So the duo Paisley Suede is with Michayla, who you saw in the videos. Michayla and I currently we have a residency at High Cotton in Charleston, right on Bay Street. Friday night, 7 p.m.
Okay.
High Cotton, come see Paisley Suede.
That's awesome. How long have you guys been playing together?
So Michayla helped kind of filled in the Blues Canoe and did a few sets with us there before, and that was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So we had a Blues Canoe gig that we thought was going to be full band, but they wanted to do it the last second, so she said she would come do it, and it went extremely well, and they offered us the residency. So we were like, I guess we should probably play more music if people like it. So we did. We just as of September.
Very cool.
September-ish.
Good for you guys.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And then as far as Blues Canoe goes?
Yeah, Blues Canoe's been a thing for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about 4 years we've been playing together, and it started with Austin and I playing in the house, and then we added a guitar player named Sam Rumian, who's in Nashville now. And then over the time we just added Jared Wise and Nate Ravons, and he's a bass player, and Vaughn Holmes. So I think y'all interviewed him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Vaughn Holmes, Nate plays with us too.
Awesome. He's a great bass player.
Yeah,
That
he
is
is.
so cool.
He is. He's a good guy too.
Yeah.
Really nice human.
Absolutely. That's so cool. Good for you. So you are just like you said earlier, you sleep most nights and you're very busy.
Yeah.
You teach and coach, and then what would you say would you say teaching at the school and gigging takes up like the majority of your time?
Yeah. Yeah, and coaching, I can't imagine my life without coaching, so I think I just do it as much as I can, but
Yeah.
teaching and gigging
Sounds
that's,
very
so-
fulfilling.
yeah, it is. It's
That's
a really rich life I get to live.
Yes, I love that. What was I gonna say? Sorry.
okay.
Shoot. What was it? Okay, if I remember it, I'll let you know. So,
Oh, where I'm from.
yeah, that's what we're talking about. So you're single.
Yeah.
So what's next with that?
Yeah, so I wrote that song and took it to Greenville, South Carolina, where Ellington Williams is amazing. You know, check out his stuff on Spotify, Sir Ellington. Ellington does a studio in Greenville, and he produced it. And Ellington's been a long time, really, really good friend for since I was in high school. And so he produced it and put it out. So he and I are working together now, just trying to get as many things recorded. So we've got like 8. I guess you would call them demo tapes recorded that we need to take into full production. And the plan is to try to have a complete album. The goal is 13 songs
Okay.
by the end of 2023. Try to release a few singles by the summer.
Okay, and you already got the
Yeah.
second song y'all played.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on there.
Yes.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Runaway. Yeah, that one's not released yet. That one's really. I went through a period where I was writing a bunch of sad songs. Like I can't write any more sad songs. So it came out a little more.
I like that
Poppy.
one. It's nice and funky. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I remember my question now that I forgot a second ago. Being in a band and songwriting and a duo, what would you say are the most important traits in a musical companion?
What a great question. Like I guess the term would be vulnerability. Being vulnerable, I think, is the most important, and like being willing to connect in a performance, like being willing to like make eye contact with musicians around you and being willing to like engage. I think a lot of times, even when I played with other people, it was like you become so self-conscious about your performance and like, what are they thinking? You get lost in like this like shut off mode. So I think that makes it really hard to connect with someone in conversation or in life or relationships, whatever. But especially musically, I think when someone's willing to engage, it's much easier to feel like you're co-creating the thing that's happening.
I love that. Yeah, that is extremely important for sure. Do you feel like because of the vulnerability that you've hopefully experienced that you've had an easy experience with trust with other musicians?
Yeah, I think so.
Just in your personal experience, obviously everyone, they have different experiences with that. But.
Yeah, I think it's a practice like anything else. I think it's not like a set fixed thing that people have. I think you can work on it, and I definitely had to work on it.
Yeah.
Musically, probably more so than other things. I think music is the thing that I'm like most insecure about. Like so if I think I'm bad. But another way, like in conversation things, it's easier to be vulnerable. But so I've had to work on that, and I think I've gotten better at it.
Work on making connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know vulnerability, like especially on being able to, look each other in the eye and just trust each other. To have that is like that really is a big part of. Vulnerability and trust, they just go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be spending so much time together, you're going to be writing songs together. That's a really intimate thing.
Yeah. I think I learned a lot about that from like kids, like second graders, little kids, like they're at the beginning of the year. That's like everything is away from you, and
Yeah.
like that's just really, really hard to have. It's really hard to have access to teachable moments throughout the day without having that with the kids. So that I think I learned a lot about like trusting people and just both people being willing to be in the moment from like 7-year-olds.
I love that.
They're good at it.
I'm telling you, man, kids can teach you
Yeah.
a lot. They can really show you things. And you're
Do
like,
the
oh,
song
man.
from Ants. You know?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Would you consider yourself, like you said, you feel like music is the thing you're most insecure about? Would you say that you've always been kind of shy and reserved when it comes to that, even though you've been around music for such a long time? Like when you were a kid playing the violin and trying out different instruments, would you say you were pretty shy?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think I was like I loved singing karaoke when I was a kid.
Oh yeah?
Like I would at one wedding, apparently when I was a kid, I don't remember super well, but I've been told to like crash the wedding. There was like a microphone and karaoke set up.
Uh-huh.
You know,
So you were the opposite then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of grew into being, you
A
know.
little more reserved.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there an experience you think kind of shaped that, or?
I don't know.
just-
I don't think so. Or maybe it is, and it's just buried, you know, subconscious. Like,
Could
oh,
be.
yeah. I'll ask my therapist.
Yeah, there you go. Ask your therapist
Yeah.
and report back.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's really awesome that you're very, you stay busy and
Yeah.
you've got so many things on the horizon, it seems like. So that's
Yeah.
really, really awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any more burning questions?
No, I thought you did great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. We will definitely be on the lookout for your album
Yeah.
in the coming months and a couple more singles released, and
Yeah.
we will advertise that on the page
Thank
as
you.
they come out.
Thank
If you
you.
don't mind.
I also say, while I have the opportunity, like it's so cool that something exists that's only focus is to like highlight Columbia area musicians. Columbia doesn't get a lot of love for music in comparison to other cities. I feel like a lot of Columbia musicians want to go somewhere else to play.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much good stuff here.
Man, I saw
Oh,
you guys
there's-
did. Y'all talked to the Run Out. Like the Run Out's
yeah.
incredible.
I know.
Civil Remedy, the Regulars are a cover band that are killing it in Columbia. Chris Compton, y'all talked to. He's an
Oh,
incredible
my God.
songwriter.
He's so good.
Vaughn Holmes is like so. I could listen to them just like riding down the road.
They're great.
You know,
Yeah.
Carter Lybrand's a country guy in the area. I met him in American Idol auditions. Of all things, that he's killing it now.
American Idol auditions?
Yeah, yeah.
You auditioned for American
we
Idol?
sat in line
We
together
thought
for
the
6 hours.
interview was over. Wait a minute.
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, wait a
I'm
second
sorry.
now. I gotta know about this.
Yeah, it was the most fun waiting in line I ever had. It
Uh-huh.
was just like 1,000 singers and musicians and
Yeah.
guitar players.
Uh-huh.
So everyone just like jamming for 6 hours.
Did you
in
run
line.
into anybody like just terrible? We were just watching like bad, there's
We
always
watched a
bad
cringe
auditions.
compilation
Yeah, we watched a
or
really
whatever.
cringy
Yeah.
like American Idol audition compilation. There's always those people who are just there to like just to get on TV and
Yeah.
they know their
I
stuff.
think everyone that I heard, there's a lot of people there like not singing in
Yeah.
line. I think a lot of people like probably don't warm up, don't sing the whole day, and they're like, this is my moment and
Yeah.
go for it.
Mm,
Choke.
All the people that were singing were so good. They
interesting.
were so good. I mean, there was one guy in specific that was singing. I don't even know. I can't even recall what it was. Singing some country song, and like his voice was just out of this world.
Wow,
Yeah,
Nice.
there was so many talented people.
that's an experience.
Yeah.
Where was the audition?
At the convention center in downtown, right by Colonial Life. That was called.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So did you get to audition or did you just?
Yeah, so I went
Like,
through. That made it through 2 rounds. Went through like 1 round of like the talent search cuts, and then like the 2nd round of producer cuts, and then the next one was like the interview, and I got cut from there. And their advice was, you need to go out and play about 100 gigs a year. So we started gigging.
Very cool. That's an
Great.
interesting little factoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
Who were
good.
the
advice.
judges when you were doing it?
We didn't get to see any of the famous ones. We just saw
okay.
we saw these
The
team of like
pre-screening
young
kind of
20 people with
process.
clipboards.
Oh, the
Yeah.
pre-screening. I see.
Yeah, and then we saw like producers that looked like they were a little older.
Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. Just because I've seen so many like bad people stand in front of like Simon and Paula, back
Yeah.
in the day. So I I didn't even know the pre-screening was a thing.
Yeah, that they were like picking people out of the crowd as they were
Uh-huh.
like they would come take some people out of the crowd and take them on. So
I mean, it makes sense that there's a pre-screening, but how does it work when how do the terrible people end up in front of like the
Yeah.
famous judges? Like,
it
how does that even
makes
happen?
good TV, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably so.
It's really entertaining to watch.
I bet they pick they probably have a certain amount of really bad people that are allowed to go through just
Yeah.
for the public's entertainment.
I like to think they have like earpieces and
Yeah.
a code name
Yeah.
for that situation.
Probably.
It's a very sophisticated network.
Probably, I
You know,
bet so.
The songbird is singing.
Person is wearing an outfit 3 times smaller than they should. Let
Yeah.
them through.
Yeah. Right.
I just know that like we were watching certain ones where like when Simon was still on the show, where like as soon as the person walked in, it's like he knew that they weren't going to be good, and so it makes sense that maybe someone told him ahead of time like, oh, bad person incoming, because like there were a couple of people that as soon as they walked in, he was like, oh, so you think you can do this? All right, let's hear it. And he was like just antagonizing them, and it's like, do you know they're going to be bad? How do you know that?
Because they go through like fingers, like
Yeah,
shapes.
it's an energy. That's funny. Well, cool. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you for being vulnerable with us.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll be on the lookout for, like I said, your singles and your album. And anything else you want to promote, just let us know, and we'll put it out there.
Any gigs coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, every
Residency
Friday night in
thing?
Charleston.
Yeah, every Friday night in Charleston at High Cotton. Michayla and I will be there with Paisley Suede. Blues Canoe will be doing an acoustic performance at Market on Main January 15th.
Oh, cool.
Then we'll also be at Market on Main March
something.
We'll be there in March.
Okay.
To be determined.
Yeah, so there's a date in March that's on my phone that I'll look at. Yeah, that's all for now. Just playing out as much as we can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for jamming with us.
Thank you.
Jam.